staring down this giant wave. I've got a plan, and they're gonna all see it. Onward!
Heroes rise, heroes fall. I see them on the front line, standing tall. They're risking life and limb to answer the call. But what they fighting for? Don't know, don't care. Just along for the ride, but everyone must stand. I'ma make sure I'm gonna win inside.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the podcast. As always, and sadly, back in New York, I'm your DM, Tom.
Back
Blaylock.
home, baby.
Back home. I mean, I love my home. I love my family, but I had a really great time in Richardson.
Me too.
Yeah, it was great. and I'm joined, as always, by Sam Frank in Austin, Texas. What's up, Sam?
Just reminiscing about our time only a week ago.
It was so great. It was so great. It's so great to be home, but also, man, it's kind of weird to be back on the old tiny picture corner of the screen tabletop here. I remember what it's like to be with you guys. It's I miss it. I'm also joined by Tim Carr playing Phil near Omajira. What's up, Tim?
Hey, everybody from sunny Los Angeles.
That's right. And from Charlotte, North Carolina, John Watson playing Ionis Sihavind.
Sihavind from Charlotte, North Carolina.
How do you say Silhavind in the Charlotte, North Carolina dialect?
Silverwind.
Silverwind.
Spot on.
Yeah. Kekalak. Well, everybody, we're right in the middle of a battle. Is that the right term for this? I don't know. You're running away from a wave.
It's a tactical move. Yes, battle.
Yeah,
we're certainly in initiative order.
We're definitely in initiative. So let me catch you up on the important things that have happened in the last few episodes to get us to this point. So the three generals of the Brine, I guess, the Free Brine Valley, I guess you want to call them now. They have, after they returned to Lake and Hearth, they formed a plan to further establish Ionis as the main power of the valley. Part of that is going to be riding to Brine Town with a small platoon of Brine riders led by Jonas and his very subordinate boy general Florn Gershon.
Not in his mind.
Not in his mind and not in the Brine's minds. That's
right.
The other thing I think we need to remind listeners about.
Nip that in the bud.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
And they thought you all thought you were going back to broker a peace between the Owlwood troops and Lady Goliath's troops on one side, and then the Brine Town militia on the other side.
Yeah, we did.
And if you look at your map, you can see that the Owlwood is actually, I mean, it's not just right around the corner from Brine Town. So you were also, going to go through Brine Town first, remind people of where the power's at, and then head your way to the Owlwood. But you show up to find the Brine is under attack by, at the very least, 3 small groups of Gith riders. The south side of Brine Town has been burned up, and there are stone and dead and burnt out bodies all along the way into Brine Town. And as you started to fight these Gith, one of them skips away. This is the one that has Abel's spear, and who also stoned Abel's hand. Yeah, he's gone.
Poof.
His old reliable phase shift. What is it called? Plane shift.
Mm-hmm.
He's not getting away for long.
He's not getting away for long. I believe in you. As you sort of have the battle in hand, with an ice storm, a sleet storm, and just overall badassery from Filnir and from Schnobik, the river rises up. And if you remember, I think there was a little confusion about what it was like for the river to rise up. I think you guys at first thought the river was just flooding, right? It was just getting high. And it's actually like being diverted in almost an invisible channel that is chasing you. And at the top of this 20-foot high and 300-foot wide wave, for lack of a better term, that the full power of the Brine River is basically chasing you now, is about your size rider that's sort of body surfing on this thing and directing it. And he looks a bit like a slod up there. And as you're running away from it, just remember your horses are fast enough to outrun it at the current pace.
Mm-hmm.
Florin looks back and just says, it's just magic. Magic can be destroyed. And Filnir says magic can also kill. And that's my Filnir.
There's a little too much emotion in that voice.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's flat affect. Very diplomatic.
Magic can also kill. Florin.
Yeah, that was better.
Is that better? Okay. and so as you're running away, Florin turns his horse toward the wave and begins galloping straight at it and straight toward the center of this massive column of water. And we are still in initiative. I believe it is Schnobik's turn.
How far away from the Hydroloth am I? Like, how far in front of the wave were we?
So you are, I don't know.
Come on, Tom.
I think you're only.
We were a couple turns, I thought, but
yeah. I think you're only about 200 feet ahead of it right now.
Okay. And
all the burning buildings on the south side that are basically upriver from the Center Street Bridge, there's no longer fire burning from them, and this wave has hit it hard enough that it's probably destroyed what's left of those buildings that were there.
Damn it.
And how far apart are we from each other? I know we kind of like came back together more or less.
You're in a mass. I would say you're only all 30 horses are probably only let's say you're in a clump of 50 by 50 feet or so. Like you're sort of in a let's say a 50-foot radius that you're all sort of riding away in. And Florin says go left and go right, but then he just goes straight down the center.
If we don't stop this thing now, it'll destroy the entire town, and then you'll never leave. I'm going to turn and wheel my spectral steed back towards the wave, close to 120 feet, and I'm going to take 3 shots with my longbow.
Ooh, longbow.
18.
Let me look at my boy here.
Natural armor, come on.
Did I tell you what his name was?
Just that it was a Hydroloth.
Okay, all right.
I think.
What is your name, fiend, so that I may know it before I dispatch you?
My name is Kyle.
Jesus.
We're back, baby. And we're back. Season 1, episode 6.
Kyle with a D.
Yeah, that's right. That's Kyle with a PH.
He probably doesn't have any clothes on, so.
Yeah. He looks like
I see you, Tim.
Oh, that was good. I love it. 18. Let me see what he can do. Wait, just 1 second. Yes, it's going to hit.
Okay.
Yes.
10 piercing.
Okay. Let me see.
Are we making checks?
We're making a check now. Just give me a second.
I'm just making sure. Asking for the audience.
Okay, great. You roll your attack again.
18 again.
That will also hit.
9 piercing.
Okay. It's an 8. Okay. It doesn't happen all at once, but you can see that basically the edges of the river that is up high, it's sort of collapsing and spilling into the valley around it. He's still up 20 feet. It's not going to happen all at once here. The force of the river is still behind it, but you can see that it seems like the river is kind of falling apart and turning back toward its trough, and you can attack again.
I'm going to put one more arrow in him on the way down.
All right.
Or not. 14.
14 will miss.
That's an 8, an 8, and a 4.
Wow. Good Lord. That bonus, though.
Crazy.
That's wild.
All right. And now, if I am on it, can my mount still dash?
Yes. Although, right, because it's got 100 feet of movement. Yes, it can.
So I've moved 80 feet, and I am.
So you can do another 120.
I'm going to ride back and past this. It's coming down. Don't let it touch me.
That was a cat, everybody.
So that's enough to be sort of 20 feet beyond where I started.
Yeah.
40 feet beyond where I started.
Right. Yeah, that's right. So the wave continues to come toward you, but you can tell now it's getting lower. It's probably only about, like, as it's moving toward you, it's only about 10 feet high now, and the water is just collapsing into the valley around. So, it's a lot of water, and it's coming toward you. It comes a little bit faster than it was when it was sort of being held together. It's sort of like a wave crashing now, and it comes about 120 feet, and it is now only 80 feet away from Ionis and Filnir, and it's about 60 feet away from Florn Gershon. And it... Man, can he do this? Okay, yes, he can definitely do this. He begins to wave his arms, and the wave collects itself back together, but it's not as big as it was, and it's only about 100 feet wide now, and it's 10 feet, but it's like sort of reestablished, and it's still moving toward you, and it gets all the way to it's about 120 feet away from you, Ionis.
Okay.
And it is your turn.
All right. In the confusion, I realized I lost track of my aunt.
Yeah, she's very far behind. You're facing away from the wave, right? Right now,
yeah, we're
you're
running
sort of
back we're running back the way we came, I guess, toward Lakenhearth or whatnot.
You can see a rider in the very far distance, maybe 600 feet away.
Okay.
That you assume is her, although arrow to your head right now, you'd say yes, but you're not sure.
Not exactly sure. Okay.
Yeah.
So you said 120 feet away?
Yes.
Okay. I am... damn it, there are a couple of things I could do, but I don't know what the smartest thing is.
That was a sour look on John's face as he
he
grunted, sort of flat line on his mouth, pursed his lips a little bit.
It's terrible. All right. Only because this guy can just recreate it. It's probably better just to kill the guy. So I pull out a special purse that's tied to my belt. I open it up. 10 silver coins slowly float out of it, and
ladies and gentlemen, the silver wind.
and I launch the silver wind at the Hydroloth.
And this is animate objects. Am I correct?
This is the animate object spell.
How far away can they go? What's their movement?
120 feet.
Really? In one turn?
Uh-huh.
Damn.
Wait,
okay. So
that's how far they can move, or that's the range
okay.
on how far you can animate something?
I guess that's as far as I can animate something. So I'll turn the horse around
Well, wait a second now. How far? His strength score's not that high.
I was like, can he just like?
I
How
can't. I
far
can't
can he
launch
throw
the.
him?
I can't launch the thing, but I'll
Nah.
turn the I'll turn the horse around and start heading back toward the wave.
Damn kid made you turn the horse around.
Uh-huh.
Stupid. And and trying to see how fast these things can even go.
I wanted to say they have a flying speed
100.
of
Flying
it's
speed of
100.
30 and can
30.
hover.
Flying speed of 30.
Oh wait, that
Well,
might be
your
a
horse
specific.
has got 100.
I
You
can
could get-
dash. I can
Yeah, you
dash
can
back
get
and get in
closer.
range. I just need to see how far I need. I just want to see how far I can go.
You could ride up 100 feet. You could
I'll
cast your.
I'll do 100 feet. I'll cast it as the horse is riding, and then as I get within range, I'll launch the
dash and launch away.
I'll launch
All
him
right,
at
it's
the
cool as shit.
thing. Is what I'll do.
What you need is a slingshot, and then you get like a roll of dimes, and you put it in the
Uh-huh.
slingshot.
Just
and you
tight enough
launch
together
it.
to launch them, and then
Yeah.
watch them slowly separate.
All right, so I'm gonna roll 10 d20 here to see
All right.
if I
How
can
many hit?
Okay, and then another 10, another 5. Sorry, I'm doing 5 at a time. Okay, so and these all have my spell attack modifier added to them, correct?
Yes, that is
So-
correct.
So I've got plus 10 to all these. So I've got a 23.
Wait, let me just tell you. One of them missed.
One of them missed.
Not two
Yeah.
of them. There's 2 2s in there.
Oh, two. Oh, that's right. Two of them missed.
Two of them
Two
missed.
of them missed.
Two of them missed.
Just
okay.
the 2 2s. The 5 hits.
Okay. Wow. All right.
AC 15 or less than
So 8d4.
if they're D4.
Yeah,
each,
that's right. That sounds correct.
Okay.
8d4 plus. What is it? Plus 5 each. 8d4 plus 40. Ugh, this is gonna be brutal. This is brutal.
All right. Let me see.
Et tu brutality.
So I just launch all these.
Buckshot.
I just launch all these coins. Bow! Yeah, it's just like they just slam into this guy. And let's see here.
It's
okay,
actually plus 32 because only 8 of them hit.
Oh, only 8 of them hit. Right.
Okay, so that'll
So that's
be
gonna be
53
53?
damage.
Nice.
Now here's a question for you. Is this is like a series of 8? This should be 8 separate checks, right?
Yes.
For concentration, yeah.
Yeah. I think he has a better chance of succeeding there than this other one, but he's just not. It's just impossible. All right, let me start this. All right, let's see if he has any. Oh, well, it's not a saving throw against a magical effect.
No,
Never
these are
mind.
just straight attacks.
Okay. All right, the first one. Good. He's good. He got a natural 20 on that one. Oh, good. That's 3
Wow.
coming up. Oh my God. I guess another natural 20, fellas.
What the fuck?
Oh, it's a
Wow.
19. Oh my God. All right, what are we up to now?
That was number 5.
All right. The wave begins to break up. He took 53 damage, right? Total.
Yes.
And Florn, he can't get quite as far in as you are. But he does ride like all. Wait, are you going to dash out? Sorry.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I was just about to say, can I whip the horse around and dash 100 feet the other?
Absolutely.
Other direction.
So you end up about where you were, but Florn comes flying past you as you're doing it, and he is clearly like riding his horse very hard. He says, "Don't worry, Jonas. I'm going to send him away right now." And he begins casting as he rides, and as soon as he is in range, I did not remember this guy had advantage on this, but here it goes. He's got. All right. I mean, it's not like he's going to be good at this, but advantage is still advantage. Banishment is a charisma check, correct?
Yes.
I believe
Make charisma
so, yeah.
save.
Yeah.
Okay. As he's riding, he says, "Take care." And one more here. All right. And immediately, Florin rides straight toward the wave, and you just see this monster disappear. And the silver is like spinning around him, but now the wave is coming down in non-ordered fashion, and it's starting to flood all around. And Florin has already dashed, and he is wheeling his horse around, and this wave is going to get him after Filnir's turn. Filnir, it is you.
So this thing is gone?
So the thing is gone, and Florin says, "I sent him back from whence he came."
But he's... And how close is he to the water?
So he wheels around, but he is only about 40 feet away from it now.
Okay, and I'm on Prince Adair's horse, not a spectral
You
steed.
so you're not on a spectral steed, yeah.
Right.
So you also have 60 feet of movement.
Okay.
To get close to him, you'd have to go spend your whole movement. So it's 80 feet to where he is.
Well, so Prince Adair's horse is 60, and the horse can dash, as we've used. Guy's a fucking moron sometimes.
Are you talking about Filnir right now or Florin?
I'll leave that open. Shit, and the wave's turn is before his turn. Or I guess the monster's turn is before his turn. But the wave made all the constitution checks? No, it's dissipating again.
It's down.
The wave is falling apart, but it's
but it was only 10 feet high.
It's only 10 feet high, but it's essentially a tidal wave coming at him now.
Right.
It doesn't have quite enough to get to where you are.
Right. I'm debating whether to play the hero, run in and cast fly on him.
Ooh.
To let him come up, but I'm now thinking about the game mechanics of whether his turn comes early enough to actually let him get up, or if it's just going to be wasted and he's just going to like tumble through the water. And I don't think he's going to
you could ride in and grab him. Put him on your horse. At least you have another 50 feet, 40 feet after that.
I would. The thing was moving, 100 feet per turn?
Yeah, it's slowed down a little bit. But it's still...
All right, well, I have another idea, which he's not going to like. I think it's funny, though, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to get within... I hope this isn't a waste of this. I'm going to get within 100 feet of Florin and seeing that the wave is essentially...
You're already within 100 feet of Florin, so you're only 80 feet away from him right now. Yeah.
I'm going to put a force cage around him.
Oh, shit.
I'm going to put him in a box.
Him and his horse?
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to, not with gaps. It's not going to be an open box where the water can get through. It's going to be a 10-foot sided box, so 10 by 10 by 10. And
can it be moved?
No.
Wow. So it's like that's actually super cool, man.
And I guess I'm not even concentrating, so it's just there for an hour.
Wow.
So maybe this is more annoying than it's
dispelled or dismissed.
And it can't be dispelled by dispel magic. He can like misty step out of it or whatever, but
it's going to take it's going to take that check.
He has to pass a save. But it will save him from
stuck there.
But it will save him from the water.
Okay. This is cool. This is cool as shit.
It's
awesome.
Immobile, invisible. So basically the water is going to crash and nobody's probably going to see it except at first when the water hits this box and then weirdly splashes out to the side of it.
This is awesome. That's awesome. I can't wait. This is great.
I'm going to cast Force Cage, which is my Mystic Arcanum, 7th level. This is so
Inspiration, Tim.
Nice.
And then I'm going, and then there's no more Gith that we could see, right? And no more basilisks that we could see.
And not you can see now. You know that like the wave did not hit up like exactly where they were by the bridge. Iona still has his sleet storm in play.
Right.
Oh no, because animate objects caused the sleet storm.
Yeah, the sleet storm went away.
Right.
So you're very far away.
And we can't see over this water anyway.
It's only 10 feet high now. You can kind of see.
But I'm on a horse, so and Filner's short, so it's probably like that's my horizon.
Yes, yeah, I think that's right. It looks like from where you are that it's still 10 feet of water, like over all of Breentown, but you can see the one that the north side sort of rising up. It goes up a slight hill on the north side of it, but you do see a few buildings that are on fire behind the wave. So it has snaked around toward you, and there are still clearly some dry places by the south bank.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to move further down to let the water sort of dissipate before give me space to let the water dissipate before it gets to me, and then turn around and basically be ready for whatever might come afterwards. So
okay,
that's my turn.
All right, that's great. That's excellent.
I love the visual of this thing, just like the water hitting this like there's just like an invisible D6 right there that Florin is in the middle of.
Well, and this also
any
means
dice makers. Inspiration.
Yeah, that's right. It also means he can hold banishment. Because I was going to have it drop.
The water was going to knock him over.
The water was going to knock him off his horse, and it was going to knock him.
I didn't even care about that. I just didn't want the poor kid to get crushed.
Okay, Schnobik.
I continue riding away.
At full tilt?
Well, I mean, I guess I can sort of see what's happening with the water right now. So I'm going to stay a good healthy distance ahead of it, but I don't want my horse's hooves to get wet.
Okay. Yeah, you'll have to really push it to make sure about that, but yeah, that's great.
Okay.
Great.
Then I'm pushing it 200 feet the opposite direction.
Perfect. He doesn't get a save again for this. He's already failed his save, so it is Ionis.
Although, point of clarification here.
Okay.
With Shinobik's character sheet. I believe, as we had discussed, he only actually has the vampire weaknesses when he's holding.
Yes,
Bezalith.
That's correct.
So running water wouldn't necessarily damage him now.
Right. But I mean, I think
would he know that?
I think it's in character that he would not want to be in it.
This is, you guys are stepping on my character moment here, but yes.
Sorry.
It is Sam's
Just
turn.
pretend I didn't say it. We'll cut it.
Yeah. You know, sort of how my wife late in life discovered she was allergic to dairy. But now, even if something like tastes like cheese, even if it's not real cheese, she's like, no, like she's just got sort of an aversion to it now.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Is that it?
That's it.
Okay. And it is, it's you, Ionis.
Okay, I am going to take stock of the wave, see what's happening. I see that Florin has been protected.
You can't. You can't
because it's invisible. Unless the water moves to hit it, you wouldn't even know.
It looks like Florin.
I think I know what a force cage looks like when Filnir does it. It's the same as the wall of force when I do it.
Oh yeah, he probably saw me. He would recognize me.
I saw Filnir do the thing, and I'm like, okay, he's got it. And I want to see. So how far do I have to move in order to stay out of the range? Like, do I know that the water is not even going to come near my horse?
This water is probably going to keep moving for a minute.
But in that direction, because I feel like if it falls down, it's going to spread in all directions.
It's going to spread in all directions. So yes, it's going to be spreading for. It'll probably go 1,000 feet.
At what
eventually?
Speed?
It's slowing down even now.
Okay, because my focus is Breentown. We got to get back to Breentown.
Right. You could sprint because it's gotten so much smaller. It's only about 100 feet wide. You could dash with your horse and get it around the wave. You go very far to the west.
Right.
And start circling around.
Well, and eventually, I don't even care about riding through the water, but I'm just going to shout out Minor Illusion. Minor Illusion.
We've defeated the threat. Back to Breentown.
And I'm going to start heading that way.
Okay. And so tell me what you're gonna go try to go around the wave, right? Like
I'm gonna stay out of the water for now until it's shallow enough that I can ride my horse through it. And then I'm gonna start riding for Breentown.
For your families, for your friends, to Breentown with me.
All right. And Filnir.
I will follow Ionis.
Okay.
And I don't think Florin can hear me. So from Florin's perspective, he'll see me holler something.
Yeah.
And for everybody else, I guess no, we're not. Yeah, I think I'm just going to watch. I don't know, I'm going to follow Ionis and be enamored by the water splitting on this cube because it's the first time I've used this.
Well,
just
and
to
it's
sort
happening.
of. Yeah.
It's happening now, and you see that the first thing everyone sees is that Florin's horse sort of slams into something, and it almost bucks Florin, but like he also slams into something, and he sort of turns his horse a little bit. The force cage is it's big enough that there's a little bit of room to move around in, and he doesn't know exactly what it is, but he saw that you did it. And so he turns his horse toward the wave and he pulls out a short sword and he raises it up and he points the short sword toward the wave. And the wave
I'd like to think when he raises it up, it hits the invisible 10-foot ceiling.
It hits the top. So he has to like move it around a little bit to get it just right so that it sort of fits for him to be able to like point it forward. And the wave hits, and it is still a huge amount of force. The water goes up when it hits it. It splits in two and it goes up 30 or 40 feet in the air in some places. It's like jumping up in the air, then now it's like two separate rivers that are flowing and crashing and spilling out into the Brine. And the highest point is only about 3 feet high at this point. But as you all know, 3 feet of water is still plenty enough to take you away and send a horse tumbling and drowning. And so it's beginning to spread and diffuse, and you can tell that Florin is yelling something, but you can't hear it. Like he's clearly like looking over his shoulder so that everyone hears him like say something, awesome. And a few of the Brinies begin to turn their horses as well. And it is Schnobik.
Ionis sees that Filnir's not concentrating on it and he's trying not to be angry.
Schnobik, it's you.
Water still dogging my heels.
I mean, you're probably 160 feet away from water, but you can tell it's coming, and it's like it's dying. The wave is dying. It's only the highest point is only about 2 feet high, but it's still moving quickly. It's still moving probably at 60 feet per round. So
I'll pause here and let the water approach me and gauge how fast it's dissipating.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, it'll be 2 or 3 turns before it gets to you, and it will definitely be much lower by the time it gets to you.
Okay.
Okay.
You've stopped him before he could enter my range.
And Florin calls back to you in silence.
just trying to make this seem like it was a tactical choice.
Yeah.
I do not wish others to see my weakness.
Yeah. And Lady Goliath, you can see her about 200 feet ahead of you, Schnobik. So she's riding she's not galloping. She's moving at a brisk but still walking pace on the horse. And Ionis, it's you.
I am going to. Oh no! And then I remember and I go, oh yes, and I'm gonna wheel the horse towards her as though I were going to collect and escort her.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
You keep riding around.
Keep heading toward Breentown. Do I see fires erupting anywhere else? Can I see anything going on in Breentown?
So now that the wave is low, a couple of super weird things that you see. One is that there is a gap in where the water was in the river, and there's a giant wave of water about the same size as what the Hydroloth was bringing toward you, in the riverbed that's moving back toward, but it's safely contained within the
The banks of the river.
The banks of the river, but it is scary looking. I mean, it's like from this angle you can't tell. Is it higher than the bridge? It's really hard to judge that thing. It's this giant, powerful, like moving river that's looks like it's just been chopped off, and it's just a wall of water that's heading down toward the Brine now. And then you can see in the distance to the far east, you can see where the river like kept going. So there's this chunk of river that's missing. That's like half a mile long that the hydroloth diverted from the river itself toward you. And so there's it's almost like a dry spot in the riverbed that's moving to the east.
I can't imagine that some of that water that the hydroloth is puddling back and some of the preceding stuff is just getting lower and slower. But
that's right.
That's eerie.
Yeah, right.
And you can see that the Gith and the two surviving basilisks are still there. They're about, the way you're riding, probably 300 feet away from you at this point, and they are linking hands.
Linking hands.
They're trying to get in a circle, but
they must be heading somewhere.
Yeah, they're definitely trying.
Okay,
and they're being showered with arrows from the tower.
And I can't get any closer to them.
You can dash 200. You can get 100 feet away from them.
Right, but you were saying that I needed to go around the.
That's what
wave.
I'm saying. Your trajectory could put you 100 feet away if you dash like around where the wave is, to sort of safely stay where it's not too high. The water's not rushing too much.
Right. Okay, I wonder if this would work, but they're linking hands and they're trying to get away. And so I could just put another sleet storm on top of them.
You totally could.
So that's what I'm going to do.
All right. That's nasty. Okay. Boo.
Did you collect your silver coins? Are just like
they're with me. They're with me.
Oh, wait.
I had once I hit the guy, I got them to come back and get in my pouch.
Okay.
And then
okay.
And then I cast a sleet storm on the guys.
Okay. All right. And they're in it. I'll roll their saves when we get to it, but they're going to fail. Okay. And it's you, Filnir.
All right. So I'll chase after Ionis, and I'll have seen where the Gith were before the sleet storm comes down. How far away?
So if you dash, you can get.
No, I mean, like if I end up next to Ionis, I mean, I can't get as far as he can because I'm not on a spectral steed. So
I was 100 feet away.
Right.
So
but you had to go
100,
around, and I'll be.
So you'll be 140
80,
feet
140
away.
feet.
80.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, you could cut. So he's like going around. You could ride through. I would give you a relatively easy dex save to stay on, or acrobatics check to stay on your horse. I would also make the horse do a DC 10 athletics check to not to be able to keep its feet as it goes through, and you could get almost to him, maybe 120 feet away from where they are.
I think I would follow him around. I mean, I know it's Prince Adair's horse is probably like the best trained horse in.
It's great
in the Brine.
It's a very good horse. Yeah.
So maybe I'd cut a little bit of corner, but I don't think I would go crazy trying to get there. I don't think it's especially when the sleet storm starts coming down. I'm like, all right, we're not charging. So I mean, if you want to give me a check to get like 150 feet from them, so I'm 50 feet behind Ionis.
Yeah.
I'm happy to roll something.
So so for your horse, here's what I'll do. I'll gauge how hard your acrobatics check is to stay on him based on how well he does on his athletics check. So give me a strength check for the horse.
I don't have a card for the horse, so tell me what the bonus is. I'll just roll you a d20.
I believe it's +3. It's +3.
17 then.
17. Okay, so you'll have a DC 12 acrobatics check just to sort of like keep him moving straight. You're not going to fall off or anything, but it's going to be in order to get to 150 feet. Okay. It's going to be
that was an 8 total acrobatics check. So
he sort of pulls away from the water a little bit as you're running, and you're going to end up 160 feet away from the thing. It's not terrible, but fine. You weren't able to kill it.
I don't want to kill the horse, Tom.
No, but I mean, you weren't able to navigate it safely, and so you sort of pulled up a little bit with the horse. You didn't want to have it all.
I spooked. The horse was fine.
The horse was fine. It was you. Yeah. Yeah.
That's why it wasn't an animal handling check.
Right. That's right. Yeah. Okay, so that's it for you.
Yeah, I don't see. I'm going to keep my head on a swivel and make sure there's nobody else, no other Gith, no other basilisks. I still have my ladybone glasses on because of the basilisks around.
Yep. Fine. So what I'd like to do then is it will be Schnobik's turn, but I'd like to pull us out of initiative here because even if these guys save, they are going to take forever to get out of this storm. So how about you just do this? How about you tell me what you want to do and how you want to end them? And I'll give you a little bit of time to tell me, but we'll resume initiative if it seems like we need to.
Okay. Pardon me, my lady, but it seems there's still some refuse that needs to be swept from these streets.
But of course, it does look quite dangerous out there. Please take care, Schnobik.
It's only dangerous for them. And then I turn and I wheel my horse and I ride straight into the water and I shout, "You think me dead, but I will sail away on this wave of mutilation."
And the Brinies are like, "Yeah, that's cool."
Oh, where's my mind?
I think Filnir would go up to Ionis and be like, "How long do you intend to hold this up? Should we rally the other troops?"
Yes, we have it for another minute.
And how long do you think before Florn tries to get out of the box I've put him in?
He's probably already tried.
Yes, it will. Well, if he does not succeed, he will be there for an hour.
It's a good show.
Let us make our show of our power.
Yes,
not
indeed.
Let Florn take all the credit.
So as you're saying that, you could see that Hairbeak has flown down to where he is and is standing just outside of the box.
Can it be on top of the box?
Well, no, and I'll tell you the reason why is that, yeah, sure. You know what? Sure. Hairbeak lands on top of the box and Florn looks up at Hairbeak. And what's the save on him getting through?
It's a charisma save, if I'm not mistaken. Just a moment.
Are Hydroloths native to they're not native to this plane?
They're definitely not native to this plane.
It is a DC 18 charisma save.
Okay.
And he has to use a magical means to get out. I was just hoping. I don't know if Hairbeak even poops, but I thought it'd be really fun if Hairbeak just landed and there's just like a pile of poop just floating right above his head.
I don't think this is going to work, but I'm going to try. Yeah, no. So you see Florn kind of like really concentrate and Hairbeak starts to vibrate a little bit and then nothing happens. All right. So let's move this into you all three are together. The Lake and Harthers have arrived. They're sort of forming a semicircle with Filnir and Ionis in the very center of the parabola, facing the bridge and the sleet storm.
Okay, and I assume the water at this point is just like wet, muddy ground.
wet, muddy ground. It's difficult terrain for sure, but it is. You all are standing on basically a street at this. So this is okay where you are, and it's 20 feet wide. Is this? Sorry, no, it's 100 feet wide on this particular plaza. This is like leading up to the bridge where this is a super wide bridge. If you remember, this is like the bridge where they have the marketplace.
Yeah.
So they set up their stalls on the bridge. So it's plenty wide enough for like a very large farmer's market basically to take place.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine we would move the troops up to like the very edge of the sleet storm.
Yeah. To wait.
And come up with some sort of game plan. The radius of sleet storm is 40 feet, right? So that would put them still like 75 feet in or something.
This is a minute, right? So we're still hustling up. You know?
Yeah.
You over here, you. Line your horses here. Ionis, can you do something to keep them from shifting away?
This is plenty to keep them from shifting.
Is this not enough for you?
No, I mean
I'm going to send a message to now make them scatter, and I'm going to cast a fireball where I saw them.
Okay.
Into the sleet storm.
Into the sleet storm.
That's nasty.
And let's see, 8 d6. It's a lot of d6.
Wait, 86?
8
Oh,
d6.
Okay.
It's only okay. It's 23 damage.
Oof, that is some poor rolls.
Oh, that's just really booty.
Ones, two ones, three twos,
3s, and 4s.
Ugh.
And then my intelligence modifier on top of it.
That's gross.
But
Wow.
it's spread out over all of them.
That's
If
true.
they don't make their save.
Well,
DC
and I think,
18.
So here's what I'm going to do.
So with that plus 5, a 33 would be average.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So let me look at something here. So sleet storm. Let me see how many of them are prone. Okay.
Okay.
It's a dex. Sleet storm is a dex or a con?
Dex.
To not be knocked down. Okay.
And then
All right.
fireballs and other decks at disadvantage for those that are
Disadvantage
prone.
if they fall.
All right. Okay, and then I think these guys basically just fail it. Let me see. Oh no, these have advantage on this because they have so many legs.
They have advantage?
The basilisks have advantage on things that would knock them prone.
Interesting.
Oh, nope, they do not.
I was
They
about
do
to
not.
say, that doesn't sound right.
They do not. They do not. I thought that they did. Pathfinder getting in the way here.
Uh-oh.
All right. Okay. All right. So, and then the fireball is also a dex, right?
Yeah, Dex DC 18.
Jesus, this is so many dice. It's just got to be a better way. Okay. Wow. Jesus. All right. This is a lot of failures on this. And then the rest of these are at disadvantage. Wow. That was a 1 with normal. Oh my God. This fireball. Okay. All right. How much damage was it again? Remind me.
23.
Okay. All right. You did some serious damage to these guys in here. So no one saved the fireball damage. No one saved the
is
fireball
amazing.
damage. Yeah.
I mean, there's only 3 of
None.
them, right? Plus the basilisk.
No, 6 of them.
Yeah.
Oh, 6 of them.
But so some of them saved and were not prone, but they didn't save on the fireball. So,
All right, maybe that fireball's not so terrible.
but you'll be happy to know that, like, as of right now, you didn't feel yourself gaining any experience from this particular fireball.
I was just sending a message.
I got it. I got you. I got you. All right. And I mean, Filnir, go ahead.
I mean, I can't see them, right? The sleet storm's still up.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I could throw a synaptic static in there, but we know the basilisks they're too dumb.
That's only 2 of them. You got 6 Get Yankee that you could destroy with that thing.
We have a whole charge of cavalry here waiting to go get them.
Yeah, the problem
That
is
too.
I would rather kill the basilisks than the Gith, because the basilisks are more of a problem for that cavalry.
You could hold something until the thing comes down.
Let's see. You know what I can do? I can use Sickening Radiance.
Oh, nice.
And they're not going to move. So it's 120-foot range, 30-foot radius sphere. So I will center it a little deeper than the Sleet Storm. And they all have to make con saves or take 4d10 radiant damage and suffer exhaustion and glow green.
Okay. All right. So let me do these first.
And then that's every round, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Such a nasty spell.
So give me the damage on this. I'll just do a 1 damage roll, okay?
Yep.
Can we just say everything, we wait outside till everything is dead?
You can totally say that. I mean, of course, I just want to say
I don't have enough spell resources to do this. I guess I could just concentrate, if they get out of it. But 13 radiant damage on the first round.
Okay.
Not crazy.
There's no way they're getting out of this. There's no way they're getting out of this.
It's also terrible rolls. 2s, 4, 5.
All right.
On D10s.
All right. Here's what I'm going to do.
Poopy rolls.
So let's say you have one more round before the sleet storm comes down.
Okay.
I will I'll tell you nothing's dead yet.
So they all have 1 round of exhaustion for anything that didn't save.
And so they'll have 2 rounds of exhaustion. Give me 1 more damage roll on this. John, if you want to throw another fireball there, you can before your sleet storm comes down, if that's what you want to do.
I'm going to let Phil there have it.
Okay.
19. Better than last, but still a 1 and 2 5s.
Okay. The sleet storm comes down. Let me roll this for the
2
basilisk.
levels of exhaustion.
And they have 2 levels of exhaustion. Remind me of what this does.
2 levels of exhaustion.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken, they have disadvantage on attacks at this point. First one is just saves.
All right. So as the sleet storm, the wind sort of dies down.
Speed halved and a disadvantage on ability checks. The next round is attack rolls and saves disadvantage.
And you can see that and that there are these glowing green creatures, and they're screaming for each other. I could hold my hands. We must away. Leave the basilisks. And you look, and the basilisks are dead on the ground, both of them, and there are now only 2 Gith standing, and they are moving toward each other. They're about 30 feet away, but they're so slow, like molasses, and they say, "Oh, Kinsaki, come, hold my hands. We will surely die. Even Kyle seems to have died. Come." And so they're moving together, but it's going to take them a whole round to get to each other.
Can I?
It is you, Filnir. Yeah.
I'm going to Eldritch Blast. Obviously, there's another round of this whenever we want to do it, but I'll Eldritch Blast one of them.
Okay.
So that is D20 to attack. 14 to hit first time. I get 3 of these, so if this doesn't hit, I'll just keep going.
That's a miss. Yeah.
24 the second time.
That will definitely hit.
Okay, so then 5 force damage and pulled 10 feet toward me. So I would hit whichever one looks like it's closer to me and to pull it away from its buddy.
Okay, cool.
And then one last one, just because I have 3. 28 to hit. And
that's a hit.
8 more damage.
Okay. All right. So, Schnobik, The cavalry looks and says, "Shall we go?" And they're looking to you. The sickening radiance is still up, but they can now see these Gith.
How many Gith are there?
2, and they look fucked up.
No, stay here. You will do more harm than good. And
We can take them. We are brave.
Yes, but the elf's magic will kill you more than you will kill these last few wretches.
Magic is a disgusting thing, is it not?
Everything is a disgusting thing when wielded with impunity.
All right. And Jonas, it is you. Actually, Schnobik, it's you.
Right.
Sorry, that was the cavalry.
All right, I'm going to wheel in and whack one of these guys.
So you are gonna go in.
I'm
after
going
telling
in.
them not to go in. Okay.
Right.
All right.
There's only 2 of them. No reason to send a bunch of normal humies, a bunch of normies in there into a sickening radiance.
Now do I keep this thing?
Keep it.
I mean, he's got to make a con save or 4d10 radiant damage, and he's a vampire.
He's fine. He's fine.
My con saves are dope.
Yeah.
All right. Do I need to do the con save first?
You do
As
when
you
you
enter,
When you
yeah.
enter, yeah. We'll leave it up.
22.
Yeah, you're saved. Yeah, it's 18.
Does he take
so-
any damage at all?
No, nothing happens.
Oh.
It's
Awesome.
save or
Nothing
suck.
happens. Wow.
No, it's save or
Okay.
suck. It's 4d10 and exhaustion or fuck all,
Wow.
Wow, that's insane.
and it does not scale to level 5.
So you have one that's been pulled is only about 30 feet away from Filnir, and one that's about 60 feet away.
All right. I'm gonna ride to the further one
Okay.
and. No need to get fancy. I'm just gonna rapier it. 26.
It's a miss. Just kidding. That's a big hit.
11 piercing.
Okay.
Again. 26 again.
It misses this time.
No, it's another hit.
12 piercing.
Fuck. How many attacks do you get?
Last one.
3.
25.
Oh my god. That's a hit.
9. So that's a total of 32 damage.
Okay. Dude is still alive, but
Okay.
very surprised.
Then I'm going to use my action surge.
I don't know why I still have this sickening radiance up. I mean, this is crazy.
This is awesome. All right.
I hit him
Do it.
again. 29.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow. Okay, that's a hit.
7.
Oh, still alive.
18.
Ooh. Well, let me see. Let me make sure.
Are you telling me there's a chance?
Hits.
Nope.
11.
Tell me how you end this guy's life.
I just ride up to him and I fill him full of so many tiny little holes so fast that people can't follow. And he just falls over, spurting from a half dozen holes that have been recently poked in him.
And you didn't even stop, right? You're sort of going, and you sort of
I
like
circle him. I circle him with the
Circle him.
horse.
Pop,
Chop,
pop,
chop,
pop,
chop,
pop,
pop, pop, pop, pop. And then I
Nasty.
start, and then I ride back to the other one.
I think you can get to him in this turn.
I mean, I have 100.
Only 30 feet
well,
between.
how long does it's an hour, right? For the spectral
Yeah.
speed. And
Yeah,
it's not concentration.
it's not
so-
concentration.
All right,
Ooh! Spectral Steed needs to take a
Oh,
he's Constitution check.
He can't.
Oh,
I guess so.
Or
I mean,
it'll-
it feels like it's an automatic thing. It'll
It
take a
just
minute for it to
dies.
go away.
Does it
Yeah,
need
we'll
a
take a
con
minute.
save?
It takes
Yeah.
a minute for it to go away. Yeah.
Okay.
but it might take 4d10 damage.
Well,
Yeah.
it's only got like if it takes any damage at all, it goes away.
Yeah,
So
it's going.
it's got to do the save. If it saves, it's fine.
Roll the 2.
Roll the 2.
Yeah,
So you have
okay.
1 minute left on it.
so
Okay.
so as you ride around in a circle, you can tell the steed is it's moving closer to the
beginning
ground.
to fade. How
It's
wet?
beginning to fade.
How wet is the ground?
Wet, but maybe it's just muddy. It's muddy, but
Okay.
it's still a road. It's hard packed. So
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be flowing in any.
No, it's not flowing.
There
It's
might
not
be a
flowing
fish or
river.
two, though.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so and then I close to melee distance with the other Gith.
Okay, you can. I think you. How many attacks you have left?
He's
One.
got one left, right?
Oh, I have one left. Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
24,
That's a hit.
12 damage.
He's still alive, and he screams out, and as he sees his buddy die, is he gonna get the hell out of here too? I think he might get the hell out of here too. But yeah, he begins to cast. He links his own hands together, and he says, "This is not the last you will hear of us."
Stop him, Ionis.
Fine. 7th level counterspell.
Oh my god.
Oh.
And he just stays there. And he says, what? And I guess he needs to also do a save also. Fuck. Guys.
Yeah. Oh, he has to do that at the start of his turn. So he might actually die before any of that happens.
I don't think he'll die, but he failed. So give me your roll.
Let's see. I've been rolling like shit. If I roll real well, maybe it will. 23 damage.
Pretty good.
Damn.
That's a really good roll.
10, 8, 4, 1. Yeah.
It's a really good roll.
Right in the middle.
He has 1 hit point left.
Son
He
of
had
a
24 hit points. And I'm not going to...
But he also gets a 2nd level of exhaustion, right?
Yeah.
That 3rd level of
It's
exhaustion.
3rd level of exhaustion.
Which just means he has
he
attacks.
Tried to cast a spell, and
saves at
Ionis didn't let him
disadvantage.
go. And it is now Ionis' turn.
And I'm just pissed as shit, and I firebolt his ass. 23.
Tell me what you do. Where do you hit him, and how does he die?
He begins casting and holding his hands together, and he's like, I just wanna, and I counterspell it, and I shoot him right in the mouth.
Oh, yeah. and Schnobik, you have never seen a creature burn from the inside out before. And Ionis hits him with this firebolt as he's speaking. And it almost looks like, because of your angle, it almost looks like it misses him, but it just like stops moving where he is. And then you see his cheeks both turn dark black, and fire continues to flow out of his cheek toward you, almost like a turbo in a Saab 1996.
9,000.
with the 9,000 with the flames coming out from the from the back, and then he sort of turns toward you, and he's glowing green, and you can see there's no life in his eyes, and his eyes are entirely black, and you're like, was his eyes black a second ago? And then both of his eyes crinkle and fall out of his head before he crumples to the ground, a charred husk of a once proud creature.
I mean, that was, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm not going to grade it. I'm just going to say it was enough to remind me that it's been a while since we had a real good old fashioned Tom Blaylock gross out.
That's true. That's true. My
that
mind was
doesn't
busy.
quite qualify on the gross out scale, 1 to 10. That's
2,
middling at
3.
best.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
But it's the first thing that's been on the scale in a while.
In a while.
Yeah,
that's true.
It's true.
That's fine.
It's
My
true.
mind was busy trying to reconcile whether Saab 9000 was still made in 96, and I'm pretty sure it was not. So it should have said a Saab 93.
9.3. It should be a 9.3i or whatever that was.
Yeah,
that had
9.3.
that incredible engine that was unfortunately caused the earth to burn anytime it revved.
I don't want to give anything a 10 on the gross out scale, just because I think we should always leave room for improvement.
Yeah.
But
Well, then you have to force Tom to top it if you give him a 10. You know what I mean?
no, yeah, exactly. But I think our current reigning 9 is still probably the guy cutting his own head off
Yeah.
in
episode
Fort La
2.
Paz, in episode 2.
Yeah, it was gross.
I mean, listen, we've had a long campaign.
It's true.
And that one still hasn't been topped, I think.
Yeah, that's
Are you going to drop the sickening radiance
Yes.
before Schnobik
Yes.
has to do
Cease your
anything?
magics.
Yeah.
Yes, as soon as that gith is down, it goes.
And you hear like a huzzah cheer come from the riders, and someone says, "But where is Florin Gershon?" And back behind you, he's using his last 2nd level spell slot for this. Here we go. Come on, baby. Come on, Florin. Don't do me bad this time. Nothing. So the Hairbake is still on top of the box, and it just sort of like she just sort of vibrates for a second, and Florin sort of vibrates, and then nothing happens. And you see him, you can tell he says some expletive, and he hits the ground, and it's totally dry in there, even though all around him is like deep, thick mud. And
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Do we need to send a scout out? I think we should send scouts to make sure that the rest of the town is clear of gith.
Well, there are scouts. No, not scouts. There are archers on towers on the
other
bridge.
side. Right.
Yeah.
No, I just mean from our cavalry for any part of the
Yeah.
city that we didn't get to. I'm guessing there aren't, but and then we should probably talk to the archers and make sure that things are safe on the other side of the bridge.
So the folks head out, 2 go east and 2 go west, and it is a nasty mess now from this water, and the river is now flowing normally again, and the archers, you can tell that they knock arrows and they say, "Who goes there? Who goes there?"
I guess we should figure out which group of us went to talk to them.
Yeah, sure.
I'll probably begin. Now I'm trying to
We're all kind of in the general vicinity, and we're shouting up to the tower. Right?
Well, and the towers, we're right at the towers, right? Because those gith were at the towers firing up at them.
So they were. The bridge is 300 feet across.
Mm-hmm.
The towers were on the other shore. The gith were being fired upon from those towers. When you arrived, the gith were throwing spears and shooting magics at the tower, and they were in a sort of a standoff at range. So they weren't all the way up to
away?
it. They were the gith were on the bridge, so they were probably 100 feet away from them. They were about in the middle of the bridge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shouting distance.
Ionis will walk forward. Ho there!
Yeah. Humans, are you Brine Townies? I don't recognize you.
We are here to assist.
We come
How
from
goes it in the rest of the town?
Well, it's they keep coming, but they seem to only want to keep us out of the south side of town, which I'm fine for. But it's been dangerous. We lost hundreds, maybe 1,000, maybe 1,000 people from the south side are dead. Most everybody who's made it to north. We're holed up here, though.
What would the gith want in the south side of the town?
They keep going into buildings that are burnt out. I don't know.
I'm going to. I don't know the full mechanics on this. I'm going to bring Saber back to this realm.
Okay.
And send
Where was he?
I just dismissed him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's like in a pocket.
Yeah. So I'm going to bring him back, and I'm going to send him. I'm going to send him scampering into some of these buildings.
Okay. So some of them are still like, hot.
Mm-hmm. The ones that he can go into without getting hurt
safely. Okay. So tell me what you want him looking for.
I want him looking underneath beds and cabinets for trapdoors underground.
Okay. Okay. All right. Good.
Overturn. Areas maybe that looked like they were jostled and overturned, smelling where the gift might have been if they've been there.
Anywhere
All right.
water would have seemingly oddly drained.
Drained somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay. So we'll come back to that in a second. I'll have you roll perception checks for him in a minute.
Ooh, give him an investigation check.
Yeah.
Investigation.
Yes.
Sure. Well, for the weasel,
What
I
if
mean,
I put my senses in the weasel?
the mongoose. Well, maybe you have to actively do it.
Right.
Right now, you're just sending them out.
I just send them out, yeah.
For a thing. Yeah. So the archers though they say, wait, what happened with that water there? Is that something you can do?
The water.
The water that rose out of the river, that was a creature that the Gith brought with them. But we have neutralized the creature. And no, that is not something. I cannot do something of that level. No.
Well, it sure would be helpful in other times, but oh my goodness! So you think they've stopped attacking? That was their 6th attack in 3 days.
We are not sure what is happening, but we would like to stay on our guard just to make sure. Do you know where they've been coming from?
And he points out to vaguely 300 feet straight south of the Center Street Bridge that you're on right now, and he says, "Just right over there on the road that way, just beyond the Hotel de Ville over there."
Well, all right.
It's the big one that's just like that's. I guess it's not even there anymore. It's the one. It's the one with the double doors that's still standing.
Shall we go check this out, gentlemen?
Just
Let
outside
us-
of it.
Let us investigate. See
Let
if
us
there's something
investigate.
here that is serving as an anchor point for them. The sustainable solution here, though, is to end the conflict with the Owlwood and recall the Breentown militia.
Yes, yes, indeed.
I doubt they will drop their arms, though, without some intervention from you.
How loud are you saying this?
I'm just not just loud enough for Jonas to hear.
Okay. All right.
We shall return. We are going to investigate the area you just pointed out.
Be careful. They just appear. They just appear over there.
I wish that they would.
Which town did you come from?
Lakenhearth.
Lakenhearth. Are you with the Free Brine Valley Army?
We are indeed.
Have you seen Florin Gershon?
Who?
Florin Gershon, the boy that would be king.
Ah, yes, the boy. I'm sure he's around here somewhere.
And some of the other troops are looking at each other like, what the hell's going on here? And one of them says, Roddy, is that you? Oh man, Avril?
Oh,
Yeah,
right. We've got the Breenies with us.
Yeah. Oh, hey, is Silvestrina alive? Is she okay? Oh my God, she is. When she left town, she was alive. That's for sure. She went with the militia. The militia, you guys formed the militia. Yeah. So they're yelling back and forth, and he says,
Come.
"Hey, I met Florin. He's actually over there. He's the one who split that wave in half. His magic though, I don't know. Understand? He seems to have trapped himself in whatever it was that killed that thing. Wow, that is powerful. Oh my God!" And they're like, oh God.
It's not quite right. I'll shoot Ionis a knowing look and say, "Come, let's investigate this
Come away.
hotel."
And I just I give Florin a little salute as we walk our horses past.
And he actually he's super pissed right now. And I mean, primarily because he's now out of second level spells and he's weighing his options of whether to keep blowing slots on this.
Mhm.
He doesn't know how he ended up in this thing. He's never seen a force cage before. Just
Nobody has.
nobody has.
No, it's
And-
invisible. Literally, nobody has.
Yeah, right. Nobody has. Oh, good one. And he's totally miming around things, and he looks you dead in your ocular nerves,
He's
Snowbeck,
really
and he just
doing the mime caught in the invisible
he's really
box.
doing the mime caught in a box. And he just shoots you double birds.
I'm gonna ride close to him and just give him like the just wait sort of
Yeah.
hand gesture
Triple
Yeah.
birds if you count Hair Beak.
Yeah, well, Hairbeak is still up there. And now there is a little bit of white shit dripping down the side of the box that she's
Yes.
just like sitting there.
Yes.
So now the general shape of it is showing up.
I'd love to think, and I'm sure this doesn't happen in Dungeons and Dragons, but like the inside of the box is starting to like just get condensed moisture from his like
Yes.
sweat and the horse just breathing. So you can just
For
see like a
sure.
little layer of fog. So he could like write in it, except he writes backwards because he thinks he's, you know, like when you write on a mirror after
Yeah.
a shower.
Yeah. So here's what he writes. Oh, it's appearing backwards for you.
Well, unless he's smart enough to write it backwards.
No, he's not. DEPOOPESROH.
Horse poop.
Yes, horse pooped. And he's like doing the stinky sound, stinky motion. And you do see that there is a giant pile of shit in the
Filner just
thing.
laughs and sort of gives him like, I'll mouth very, very wide mouthed, like 1 hour.
And he goes,
Oh, if
"What?
only one of us had
What?"
illusory script or skywrite.
Right.
Oh my god! If only. Oh wait, he does.
Well, that doesn't
Oh,
help
but
him.
he's used his
He-
second level spells.
Yeah. It's all right.
Yeah. And then
And
we
I'm
go
not gonna-
investigate the.
Yeah. I'm not going to do skywrite
Ionis.
on this.
Your backpack has begun to shake, and you see that Florin has pulled a book from out of his thing, and he's holding it up, and his eyes are wide, and he's writing really obviously, and you can feel a vibration in your backpack.
Ah,
as
Ooh, I
he
like
is
this.
writing in the book.
I pull the book out.
This is not a
It's-
spell, correct?
No,
this
it's
is
not.
just me
Okay.
and me and
No, I
Florence.
know.
Form of
I know. I don't know
communication.
how it. I don't know the internal mechanics.
It just says you may have to kill half elf.
I just write a little patience, Florin. Filner just saved your life. You have to wait an hour.
Yeah,
Less now. I mean, I imagine at this point it's probably like 45 more minutes or something.
yeah. All right. So you guys are going to head over to the Hotel de Ville.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
while we're heading over there, am I getting anything from Saber?
He's more than 100 feet away from you, so you'd have to like bring him back if you wanted to. I mean,
But nothing
he's
while
just
I was
gone
walking over and while we were talking to Florin.
Nah, he's gone into 2 buildings that are vaguely safe,
Mhm.
and he just every once in a while you see him pop his little head up
Got
from the ash and mud.
Well, I'll bring him. I'll tell him to head back toward me.
All right. So I mean, nothing really out of the ordinary. The burned down buildings. It's
Okay.
really gross. And some of them had, stores in them. So like that smell of burnt wheat on top of everything else is sort of hard to stomach even for you all. And obviously also farm animals that were, tied up behind some of these buildings. One of them was definitely a marketplace that, many animals and perhaps people also were burned inside of. And so like the smells are definitely of destruction and sort of very recent fire in these places. And the Hotel de Ville is actually not a hotel at all. It's actually sort of like the town center of the south side of Breentown. And Filner, you've definitely been here before. This was essentially, I mean, I don't want to call her a mayor, but sort of the gang leader. It's a bit like Tammany Hall, for lack of a better. I don't know if you know, sort of the it's like the political bosses of the poor area of town.
Okay.
All drank here, made big decisions here. This is where the real power of the south side of the Breen was.
Okay.
And the roof has burnt up, and there are double doors. Many of the walls have fallen over. You can sort of see inside of it, and you can see that there are. It's a burnt up building, but you can see just inside the front room, there is definitely an area that is completely untouched by the flames. the couch that's there is velvet, and you can sort of see in through a window that has been broken out that even the carpet there is red and untouched by the flames.
In a peculiar way.
In a very peculiar way, as though everything in this building
peculiar way.
in a most peculiar way, as though everything else in this building has burned down except this room, from what you can see. And it's a big building. It's probably 400 feet deep, like a full double block, basically, and like 40 feet wide. So it's like a townhouse that goes super long into the block, basically. And this first room, you can see that it's untouched, but you can see through a hallway that all the areas behind that you can see have all been burnt and darkened and crispy.
I elbow Ionis. 2 gold says that's where our problem is.
Agreed.
I think he was offering you a wager.
Why would I take? It's obvious that.
No, yes, you're right. It's... Sorry, I just wasn't sure. Anyway.
And you said the rug is on the ground, untouched.
Untouched.
I'm gonna
gonna touch it.
I'm gonna mage hand the rug.
Okay, so you can open the door. The door, it doesn't seem to have been touched by the fire either. It's just 2 red, large double doors, 8 feet tall, each door 3.5 feet wide. So it's like an opening of like 8 feet by 7 feet.
That's a big set of double Ds.
It is a very big set of double Ds.
Yeah, if we go in, I'm gonna mage hand the rug, just kind of flip it up if I can.
Yeah. So as soon as the door opens, you smell not a burned down building inside of it, but a bit like a used bookstore smell, kind of dusty in there. It smells like tobacco smoke and bula smoke and alcohol stains. And lying on the center of the rug is an unconscious demon that looks exactly like the ones that you saw in the Underdark. I mean, in the mine that had the weird shaped, that had the weird shaped swords.
Oh, shit.
And he has a giant shovel that is lying on the ground next to him. And
these guys are really digging for gold.
and that is where we will end episode
Oh man,
71 of Every War Must End, the Dungeon Dads podcast.
Seems like we were just getting started.
exactly.
I know.
Son of a bitch.
Man,
What are these demon things?
These demons, man. And he's alive.
Yeah, just unconscious. We can talk to him, maybe.
Well,
I'm a kill it.
yeah, you should. You totally should. I mean,
Why is he unconscious?
Schnobik's got no time for demons.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, guys, you beat up a small army of Gith here, and a
Very
Hydroloth.
small.
Yeah,
Very small, and a Hydroloth.
It
that was
would be
controlling.
a stretch to call it a platoon.
Well, I mean, it was original. It was what? It was eight Gith, and 2 basilisks,
Mm-hmm.
it was an
and a
attack force.
Hydroloth. It was an attack. It was not nothing.
Yeah,
Wasn't it 3 basilisks? Either way, doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's right. It was, but
Yeah.
that's right. It was 3 basilisks, but one of them immediately left. Your favorite, everybody's favorite, Gith and basilisk, jumped out of there fast. And now you're entering into a building that's pretty weird and has a sleeping demon.
As long as
You
they don't
let
start talking backwards like in Twin Peaks, I think we're going to be okay.
Yeah, I was like, you let sleeping demons lie.
All right. Well, I guess we'll get to the bonus episode and we'll
Yeah.
break some of this stuff down and maybe figure out what our plan of action will be.
Yeah. Come on back.
Can't
like it.
wait.
All
Toodaloo, everybody.
Toodaloo.
Toodaloo, everyone.
We're going to give it another go. It's a bit more zing. A bit of zing. Zing. Yeah. Ready? Hello. With a hello. No.
Hello.
Wait till I get through the whole thing. Ready? Wait till hello with a billowing hilltop.
Hello.
Oh dear. Waiting to get through the whole thing. No. I mean,
I thought that was the whole thing.
The whole thing is hello with a billowing hilltop. Okay, that's the whole thing. Yeah? Okay.
That was right.
That pretty much sums up the show. But if you want to find out any more, you can visit us at www.billowinghilltop. Is it com? Does anybody know?
.org.
Is it?
It's .com.
What do we do? What do we play?
There's monsters.
Does anybody remember?
Walking around.
I don't know.
And, yeah.
We will be delighted if you to join us around our table as we play Dungeons. Is it 5th edition? Hello?
Yeah, we think so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. We
What
play
was that
Dungeons
noise
and Dragons.
in the background?
Sorry, that was me.
What was that noise in the background? There will be noises in the background as we play Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition through the classic Paizo adventure path, The Age of Worms. You can expect this. No! Quite a bit of this.
I'm completely lost.
This. This.
Got a bugbear in my underpants.
And one of these.
Oh dear.
We're on Apple Podcasts and we're on Spotify and we're on TuneIn and you can find us on Twitter and you can find us on Facebook. And we hope you join us. Thanks very much.